Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Simon from Scar Illustration and I hope you're keeping well. Today I'll be talking about something that completely changed the way I approach art. What is it? Stick around because this one thing might just transform your work. Let's dive in. So we're all busy and have stuff to do, so I'm not going to waste your time with a lot of preamble or make you wait needlessly to know what I'm talking about. So here it is. One of the things that had a dramatic impact on my art was, in essence, pretty simple. Yet so many artists just don't seem to do it. And that one thing is looking. Yep, that's right, the art of observation. Because without this skill, you'll be relying on what you already know, or think you know. And depending on how many studies you've done, or paintings that you've created, you might have a large visual vocabulary, or you might not. Regardless, observational skills are key to improving. Many people assume that because they see something, they understand it. But there's a huge difference between passively looking and actively observing. Seeing is automatic. Observing requires focus and intent. For example, think about how often we think we know what an eye looks like. But when we actually study one, we realize how much more detail there is. Ask yourself, have you ever tried to draw something simple and it just looked wrong? That's because you were probably drawing from memory and not observation. Here's a quick test for you. Pick any object near you, stare at it for 30 seconds, close your eyes, and try to describe it in detail. Odds are you'll miss a ton of small details. That's how much extra information you can add to your art when you really observe. A lot of artists assume that once they understand anatomy, perspective, or lighting, they don't need to study as much. Others feel that relying on references somehow makes them less creative, or that they're cheating. But here's the thing. Every great artist out there, from classic painters to digital pros, still studies from life. Even stylized artists benefit from observation because it helps them exaggerate things effectively. If you want your work to look convincing, whether realistic or stylized, you need to understand what you're exaggerating, simplifying, or distorting. Some of the greatest artists in history relied heavily on observation. John Singer Sargent. His ability to capture light and form came from keen observation. Fantasy and sci-fi artists study real life to create believable creatures and environments. The best concept artists, character designers, and illustrators all train their eyes just as much as they train their hands. A while back, I was pretty unhappy with my art. I mentioned this to a few artist friends. One suggested I go back to life drawing. Up until that point, I had already done a bunch of life drawing classes, and while my drawing skills had improved, my paintings hadn't. Then a friend suggested something new, that I bring my laptop and tablet to a life drawing class and do a digital life study in color. At first, I thought this would be a logistical nightmare, but eventually, I gave it a shot. A couple of weeks later, I attended a life drawing class specifically for painters. But instead of using a canvas, paints, and brushes like everyone else, I rocked up with my mobile digital painting setup. Some artists were fascinated, some were indifferent, and of course, a couple thought digital art was cheating. But during every break, a few artists would come over to see what I was working on. Now, I won't lie, the first couple of months were pretty rough. I struggled with the compressed time limit, finding the right seating position for my setup, accurately recording the model and props. Saying that, slowly but surely, I started seeing results. The The more I studied the model, the lighting, the anatomy, the shadows and the highlights, and less on what I thought I knew, the more my work improved. I realized I was subconsciously exercising my observational skills without even thinking about it. And the improvements didn't stop with my life studies. They carried through into my personal and professional work. And it wasn't just me that noticed the difference. Other artists and friends did too. A lot of artists think observation is only for realistic art, but it actually makes stylized art even better. For example, animators observe real movement before exaggerating it. Fantasy artists study real animals to design believable, mythical creatures. Concept artists observe real-world objects to create vehicles and props. The better your observational skills, the more effectively you can bend the rules in your own style. Try this quick challenge. Pick a household object, mug, shoe, phone, whatever. Study it for 2 minutes. Put it away and draw it from memory. Bring it back and compare. This will reveal gaps in your observational skills. Let me know in the comments how it goes. Here's some more exercises to train your observational skills. Flip the script. Try doing a study from a photo, but turn it upside down. Now everything is completely different, and you'll be forced to analyze everything in the scene rather than relying on what you already know. Negative space drawing. Instead of drawing an object, draw the space around it. This tricks your brain into seeing accurate proportions. Shapes. Take another object and try breaking it down to just shapes. Forget about what it's supposed to look like and just record what you see. Color spotting. Look at an object and write down all the colors you can see. You'll be surprised how many hues you initially overlook. If you want to level up your art, start being intentional about observation. Spend just 5 minutes a day actively observing something, whether it's an object, a person, or a scene. Sketch it, analyze it, or break it down mentally. I promise it'll completely change the way you see the world, and more importantly, how you translate that into your art. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more tips on improving your art. Thanks for watching, and keep on painting.